Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. It's your boy Rami over here tonight, and I'm making a video this evening in regards to a very hot topic right now, and that has to do with the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, the Black Lives Matter movement isn't actually new, it's been around for a while, but we've had a recent eruption in protests in regards to this movement ever since the death of George Floyd, who died whilst a policeman had his knee on his neck for 9 minutes. For me personally, well, first of all, my backdrop is I live in Australia. And as you're probably aware, Australia is a country with black history. So the black history of this country goes back about 60,000 years, whilst our colonial history is 250 years. What I think about this movement is I think it's an important movement that brings awareness. But at the same time, I think the movement is slightly misguided in its message. Aboriginal people in Australia up until the 1960s were deemed to be flora and fauna, plants and animals. That's where these human beings were placed up until the 1960s. So racism is a real thing, and I've experienced racism in this country. Now, I think the main issue with the Black Lives Matter movement is it's not really a matter of race, even though race could be a subject that is worthy and relevant in the topic itself. I think the biggest problem is the police brutality. Because if you do look around, even though the momentum at the moment has a lot to do with African Americans losing their lives or getting harmed, the police have also murdered white people, okay? And the police have also mistreated white people too. The police brutality that we're witnessing in the United States of America especially is so backwards. It is so brutal, and it is not right. What we can see is it affects black and white people. Black people more, I agree, but they also brutalize white people. If we saw the latest footage of them just shoving old men with canes, face planting the floor, they pushed another old man and he cracked his skull with blood oozing out of his ear. Police just walked past. Again, these men were white. The other case with another gentleman in a hotel in the hallway that was pleading for his life, a white guy that got shot as well. The thing is, this is police brutality, and to be honest, the priority and the point of police brutality is to enforce power, dominance, and to kill. One thing that the left wing, right wing, or whatever, any wing could agree with is that police brutality is wrong, okay? Nobody wants police brutality. And once people come to realize that, you know what, regardless of your race, the police are going to brutalize you, that is something that could bring people together. The movement itself could be a lot more inclusive if we looked at the big picture of the problem, the core issue of police brutality, which definitely trickles down to racism. That is something that could bring people a lot more closer, and people could relate to it a lot more. Because a white person can turn around and say, I can't relate to a black issue. But believe me, police brutality in the United States is not specifically a black issue. Police brutality could affect a white person just as much as it could affect a black person, just as much as it could affect a Latino person. But the black person is more likely to encounter this brutality because the majority of the police are being sent to black communities. And that is why we are seeing what we are seeing, guys. I understand the intentions of the movement. I understand people's anger. It is justified anger, in my opinion. The Black Lives Matter movement matters. It does matter. And we should all be hopping on board on this movement. But at the same time, we should also be making this movement more inclusive and diverse itself. Because diversity is strength. Okay? So a lot of these protests, you do see a lot of white people and white supporters coming through, which is amazing. But I think the thing is, if we could get white people from every spectrum of the political field to come and march, that would be a lot more beneficial. A lot of people have opinions on it, but A lot of people say it's not a race issue. Look, it's a bit of column A and column B, in my opinion. It is a police brutality issue first and foremost, and it does have racial elements that are imbalanced, that are least favorable towards people of darker complexion. That is something that we can see. We can see with numbers and statistics. Now, a lot of people turn around and make the argument that because of all the looting and violence, this campaign and this movement has no credibility. Now, unfortunately, because this campaign is so huge and so massive, of course, the odds of there being more trouble are higher. Okay, so the more people, the higher the chance that there's going to be a troublemaker in the crowd, and that is what we're seeing. We're seeing people that don't care about the cause whatsoever. What they're doing is they're simply taking advantage of a situation. They're looking at a weak point and they're coming in for their own selfish needs. And that's unfortunate to see. But humanity has always been disappointing in that aspect, right? Humans are bound to disappoint you. When people complain about the looting and the violence, I understand it's wrong. It's completely wrong. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't happen. But with numbers this big, stuff's bound to go down, okay? In saying that, to me, there is a lesser of two evils at the moment. There are people losing their lives, literally dying, their existence ceasing. Their one and only chance in life is snatched away from them because of a system that allows their brutalization. Or then we have a bunch of losers that are coming in and stealing from a store and destroying or vandalizing property. They're both evil, but one is the lesser of two evils, guys. The looting and the vandalism is the lesser of two evils right now. We need to focus on the greater evil, and then we'll come down to that and sort that out. I myself have been hurt. I've been hurt and betrayed, robbed, insulted, and, disliked by both sides of the coin, okay? I have been racially vilified multiple times in a very hurtful way by people that are white, and white only, okay? But I never let that and those many examples become the tone of my generalization. I reject generalizations, okay? In saying that, I've also had black people in my life, black African Australians, that have robbed me and that have deceived me and tricked me and scammed me, okay? And I never let those situations that have existed in my past shape my brain to hate people for the color of their skin. Because here's a reality check. Black, white, yellow, green, or purple, people are gonna hurt your feelings. People are going to betray you. People are going to take advantage of you. People are going to manipulate you. People are going to disappoint you. Okay? And that's a fact. What matters, though, more is how you handle that. I understand that there's a problem right now, and we've seen more than enough evidence, guys. We've seen a lot of evidence. And what are we protecting? The sanctity of human life. Human life, regardless of their color. And forget about the whatabouts. What about this? What about this person? What about this person? Jump on board the movement and present your example. And it doesn't have to be a black person, guys. Okay? You can still present your example towards the Black Lives Matter movement. That is that of a white person that has suffered brutalization by an unstoppable and unanswerable force called the police force in the United States. That is how we bring people together, and we get even higher numbers of people that are coming together against this systemic brutalization and racism, okay? It is racism. But in saying that, they'll kill you regardless of your color. But they're more likely to kill you if you're black or brown. And those are the facts. Thanks so much for watching my videos, guys. I really appreciate all of the new subscribers that I've been receiving. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you subscribing to me. Guys, if you have subscribed to me, please don't forget, after you've hit that subscribe button, to hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I make a new video. Peace and love to you all. Your brother Rami from Australia, and I'll see you guys around. Peace.